Hello, everybody.
Hello, folks. We have a big group tonight, and we're examining Bud Light, so-called Bud Light Platinum. And we have myself, Ronald J. from Palouse, Louisiana. We have Brandon from Mississippi, Charles, and John from Indiana. We've got Dave as a mostly silent observer tonight from Ohio. We have Eric from Massachusetts. We have Paul from the Woodlands, Texas. We have Jeff Brister, the Brister, from Mississippi, and we might have Diamond Dave. He has some technical issues, unfortunately. He might come back in. He couldn't get his mic unmuted, which is, I had that problem myself. So we're looking at Bud Light Platinum. I think I paid $2.59 for this at the Chevron station, whatever their store is called at Chevron. I know Exxon is on the go. What did y'all pay around the same? I don't know if y'all have cans or bottles.
I got a 6-pack of bottles for $4.70.
Wow.
God dang.
Yeah.
Excellent. What about anybody else?
I got a 6-pack of bottles for $7.49.
Hell, that's too high. Excuse my language.
It's almost double.
Yeah, I was like, mine was $6.99 for the same thing.
Yeah, that's not
Almost $5.88 for a pack of 12-ounce bottles.
$5.88. You said
$5.88, yeah.
Yep.
And then Charles, I have a feeling Charles acquired this more than.
No, I got mine, $2.49 at the gas station down the street.
Oh, that's only 10 cents. That's 10 cents less. That's 10 cents less than me. Well, who wants to give us a little background on this beer?
I believe it came out in 2012.
Correct.
I had a lot more information on the website that I was on. It's 137 calories, which is only 8 less than Budweiser, and it is 6% alcohol by volume, which is more or less like a malt liquor than it is like a light beer.
Yeah, let's crack it open, and we're going to talk about this. It does have a pretty nice-looking blue bottle.
Mm-hmm.
And then Labatt came out with the blue bottle for their version. And Labatt is an InBev brand, so it makes sense that they would use the same bottle design.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody told me, hey, Labatt stole Bud Light Platinum's bottle design. I said, well, they didn't steal it because it's the same company. They did change the label, if y'all notice. Earlier this year, they updated the label.
Mm-hmm.
This is the second label design. Well, wow, look at that head. Look at that thick white head.
I poured right down the middle, and I still don't acquire one.
Yeah, mine's blocked from the Budweiser logo, and it's clear gold straw and super bubbly in this Budweiser glass, which I love.
The word I would use is very clear. The words. Very clear.
I got to believe that.
Yeah, it's clear. It's what do they say? Triple filtered?
Yes, it's the triple.
Why do they tout that? Why would you tout that?
I don't know. In the video that I did, of this beer, I made the point that they're saying triple, as in triple filtered, and Miller Lite's going with triple hop. So it's something premium about using triple something in these beers. I don't know why triple, but it's triple.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Now, Eric brought up, you might be on something. Eric brought up a point about 137 calories. It's very interesting because natural ice, right, which no one regards as a light beer, has only 131 calories, and it's 5.9% alcohol, so it's essentially the same ABV, but it has less calories. So if they're going to call this a light beer, they may as well call natural ice a light beer, right?
Exactly.
I don't think 137 calories is a light beer. I know they used to make a beer called Southpaw Light. That was a Miller brand, which I never got to try. I guess I wasn't missing much, but it was 130. It was 137 calories too, and I thought that was very odd.
I think they're just capitalizing on the fact that Bud Light name is more popular than the Budweiser name.
Right. These days, Bud Light is the most popular beer in America, and Budweiser had dropped to number 3. So yeah, Paul's right. That's got to be.
Hey Jay, do you mind if I ask a question here?
No, I do not.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just wonder. guys, I'm talking about men that drink beer. Do you think they really look at the calorie count?
No. Who is
No.
Dave?
Yeah, you know, you're sitting there. If you're watching a football game, are you worried about this beer has, you know, how many calories? So who cares?
No, but I think women care, and
I think women do, but I don't think that men I think are the majority.
I think there is a group of men who are into working out and stuff who like the Michelob Ultra. I think the best. That's the one that capitalizes on
Yeah,
that.
the Miller 64, they do those commercials where the guy's working out
You're right.
Stop for a second,
afterwards.
stop,
Wants that like beer.
Stop. We have Dave here from Austin. Hey, Dave, you had some audio trouble, huh?
I guess he still does.
Yeah, you're still having audio issues, Dave. Man, that's hell when you have that kind of problem. I don't know. Anybody got suggestions for that?
Maybe just reboot, turn it off, reboot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
reboot.
what I do.
Talk now, Dave.
That's what I just did. I was having issues.
Yeah,
No.
you're just gonna have to reboot.
Yeah.
That's
Don't feel bad. Now, some people. We had another guy once, and the Brister rebooted, and then it went away. But we had a guy one time, and he was doing this with us, and he had the trouble, and he never came back. I think he got like upset or like embarrassed. But you shouldn't feel embarrassed. The technology is very primitive. But Paul's right about the Michelob Ultra. It does appeal to men too, but this is hardly a light beer. And I know a girl, she drinks this stuff, and she ain't getting skinny drinking it either.
No.
I'm serious. But anyway, but she's very attractive. But anyway, I'm just saying this is not a beer that a woman should drink if they're trying to lose weight. But Eric said something very important. Really what it is a malt liquor, but they wouldn't dream of calling it Budweiser Platinum Malt Liquor because no one would buy it, even though 50 years ago that would have been considered something you'd want to put on the name. What now?
Came out that like has the same ABV as like a malt liquor. If they don't want to put malt liquor on the label, they want to put some fancy name like Bud Light Platinum,
Exactly.
or Budweiser Black Crown. They want.
I guess you're right because you're saying 6%. Although the ice beers were 5.9, but that's not 6. Let's go with the aroma. Let's go with the aroma, y'all. Like, before we get too much into the theory of it, what do you think about the aroma? You know, the appearance is not going to be that different from any other American, adjunct lagers. What about the aroma? Let's just go down the line. I'm gonna give you mine, and then I'll just go down the line. Everybody talk and take turns. I think it has some pungence. I don't know how that word would be said. It's pungent.
Pungency?
Yeah, pungency. I'm picking up yeast. I'm picking up corn adjunct, which they say is what? Oh, wait. Isn't it rice?
It's not in Bud Light, because it's in the Bud family, not the Budweiser family.
But I thought the website on Tap Into Your Beer said rice.
I don't think it's rice.
I'm going to check. I think it is. But since we disagree,
you might be right, because, you might be right on that.
Yeah, it smells like when my mama would boil rice.
I don't know if that's good.
I take that back. You're probably right.
It is good. I like the smell of boiled rice. Yeah. And I smell some malts and a little hop resin. But I mean, it's the most minor shade of it. Okay, down the line. I think it smells good though. Well, that's my opinion.
Jeff Brister.
I guess I smell the rice that you said you smell. I also smell a little bit of sweetness too, and a little bit of
Yep.
I have to agree the same. There's really not much to it. Like you said, it's a little bit pungent. It's a malt.
Absolutely. My assessment on that smell is it is very similar to malt liquors. It has the malt liquor sweetness. It has that Anheuser-Busch graininess with the rice. And as Jay was saying, it does have a mustiness. That was the pungency that he's talking about. It definitely has a musty kind of a grainy smell.
Yeah. Paul, John.
I'm gonna pass on the smell just because my smell isn't where it needs to be yet.
Oh, you still have that cold a little bit, huh?
Yeah, it's still kind of stuffed up. So
I'm sorry. I was starting to get a cold Monday, but
I smell the sweetness, and I smell the that rice.
John,
I'm going to say it's no more than a Colt 45, Bud Light Colt 45.
dang.
Really? No kidding, John.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I think it's got that same aroma, same taste, same everything.
Wow.
Well, we do need to examine Colt 45 down the road, I believe.
Talked about it last week.
I don't think it's that sweet smelling, in my opinion. My humble opinion, of course. So.
I agree with Dave. I don't get that sweet. I don't get the sweet smell that maybe some of you do, but to me, you could put this beside a malt liquor, and I don't think you'd ever tell the difference between this and Colt 45.
But I don't think it smells like Bud Light.
No.
Brandon?
Bud Light.
I have to say, smells slightly sweet. You get that rice adjunct. I mean, it smells grainy, but it smells like a malt liquor. Doesn't smell like Bud Light at all.
Wow.
Take a drink, everybody.
Let's go about the flavor. Let's go about the flavor.
Cheers.
All right, cheers.
What did Brandon say?
What?
What did Brandon say about the aroma of it?
He said it was malt liquor like.
Yeah.
And that is the taste that you get 100%. It tastes like that King Cobra that we very similar to that.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think so either, Jay. I disagree.
It's got a bit, to me, it's got a big malt liquor type sweetness to it, and that musty, grainy flavor that you get from malt liquors.
It's
And
like
it does have a bigger bite than a Bud Light does.
It's like a light malt liquor.
Yeah, you see, because malt liquor has that twist to it, that strange sweet twist to it that some people call cloying or offensive, and it's strange. And I think the twist actually comes from the fact that the malt liquors add more hops. I'm not saying high quality hops now, but they add more hops to balance out that malt. You see, it would be so sweet you'd gag. But I don't think this is using a whole lot of hop or extra malt. I don't know how they're getting it to 6% though. I really don't. It's
They're adding more sugar to it.
Yeah, but it doesn't taste like they're adding a lot of sugar to it.
Well, it's probably add a little bit more yeast and a little bit more sugar to pump it up a little bit.
But you got to admit, it does have I don't want to say sugary, but it does have a much sweeter flavor than Bud Light or most American light lagers that you're going to find.
There's no question about that because it is not a light beer.
It's not a light beer. It just has Bud Light on it because Bud Light sells money.
Right. That's what Paul was saying. Hey, I don't think this is one of the top 20 selling beers in America, though, right? I was looking at that list, and I don't recall.
I have been when it came out.
Yeah, I don't recall this being on there, but I think it is somewhat popular. I talked to the Anheuser-Busch guys, and they said, yeah, it's pretty steady. But then again, King Cobra's steady. You know, it's not like major money, but it's decent.
Right.
It's decent money. I don't know. What?
I said Steel Reserve's also pretty steady.
Yeah, that's right.
I think this is a beer though that maybe not your average person, but your semi-average beer drinker is going to walk into a package store and look at Bud Light or look at this, and then to go to the beach, they might grab a 12 or 18 pack of this beer to take to the beach.
Yeah, and I tell you what, this beer has a heck of a lot more body than Bud Light. I mean, take a sip and feel the mouthfeel on it.
Yeah, you can feel a lot more like thickness in there when you have it in your mouth.
It's got more body than Budweiser, arguably.
Yeah, it does. Of course, I don't think as much as Black Crown does.
Oh no, I was drinking Black Crown yesterday. And go ahead, Brandon.
I said it doesn't have as much body as Black Crown, which is definitely a fuller beer. It has more calories.
I think that was 180 maybe.
Yeah, more than the Platinum, I'm pretty sure. But like I said, it's still revisiting this beer. It's not a bad beer to drink. I mean, it's not too cloying. It's not too sweet, so that's a good thing. So there's that.
You know, I think this is more pleasant to drink than Black Crown. Black Crown is a little harsh. I hate to say it, but
It is.
I was drinking that Black Crown yesterday, and I was like making that bitter beer face, but it wasn't bitter. It was just harsh. I was like, man, this son of a gun here. I don't know. I got some Black Crowns left in the fridge.
Yeah.
I'm going to drink them, of course, but I don't know. I think it's a little. Black Crown kind of punches you in the face, and if you drink a whole 6-pack, it's going to punch you in the head. You know what I mean? It's going to knock you out.
Yeah.
Yep. This Bud Light Platinum. Now that you're talking about a bitter beer face and whatnot, it does have its own. It has its own distinct kind of a bitterness and a finish that's not like Budweiser and that's not like the normal Bud Light at all. It's got its own little. It's got its own thing going on that separates itself from Bud Light. But I don't know. Besides, it's 6%, and if you can get it cheap enough, I'm not really sure what. Like I said, besides 6% and the price, why this is a beer to choose over a malt liquor or over a high ABV ice beer.
Yeah, I don't know either, but whether you like it or not, my point would be that it certainly is distinctive.
Totally.
It is.
The bottle's pretty. That's why
Let's get the final word, and I think Dave has some. Dave Coulter, I really am sorry about Dave from Austin. I was looking forward to. I'm gonna have to get together with him. I feel terrible. Paul's coming back. Kid. You might hear some kids screaming. I like it. I mean, I don't love it. I'm not like, I don't adore it, but I could drink it. You know, I'm drinking it now. If I had it cold, now I don't want this thing to warm up too much. But
do that.
I'm enjoying it. I don't dislike it. I don't have an issue with it. Some people have an issue with it. I don't have no antagonism toward it. I'm cool with it. I think they did a good job with it. I think I said that in 2012 when I did my initial review. I said I think they did a good job with it, and they did what they're supposed to do with it. My only issue is that they call it Bud Light. Otherwise, I don't have a problem with it. Uh-oh, here comes the baby. Let the baby sip some beer. Okay.
Beer.
Babies love beer, and when I was a baby, I used to, well, anyway, go on.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna have to go. He's getting upset with me.
He's getting, oh, poor little kid.
I don't see that baby sipping any beer.
No.
You do.
Thank God for that.
What is
My oldest is 3.5, and she says, "Me like beer. Me like beer."
Like beer. Oh,
No.
because her daddy's. What's your final assessment of this beer, Paul? Because I know you got the babies and all.
I like it. I said again because my smell isn't so great, my taste isn't so great either. But I can see the more of a resemblance to a malt liquor than to a Bud Light. And I'll just put it that way.
Fair enough. Oh, poor baby. Let us see the baby for a minute.
yeah.
All right, here
Let's
it comes.
do it.
It's like a circle of life, you know. You hold the baby up.
Hey, baby.
He's like, look at all these weirdos on the screen. He's like, what is this?
Yeah, all those dildos on the screen.
I have this to look forward to.
Yes, you do. All right, going
All right,
on.
I'll see you guys.
Okay, bye. Paul.
Cheers,
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Good night, baby. All right, Brandon, next.
Oh, it's a good man.
Well, like I said, revisiting this beer does give me a better appreciation for this beer. My first impression of this beer and my second impressions were not good. My third impression, I would say, is a little better now. And I got to say, it's not a bad beer. it's not one that I would choose, say, over an Ice House or a Natty Ice, for that matter, or stuff like that. But it's not a bad beer as it is.
Okay, not a bad beer. All right, Charles.
I really don't care for it. I don't care for the aftertaste as much. I mean, the middle of the beer is okay. The end of the beer is kind of bad. But you know, in my eyes, I see this as it's one you take to your fraternity parties. That
Frat boy beer.
It's a pounder. You know, you're getting it for the ABV. It's not as harsh as the other malt liquors that are out there. You know, it's a pounder. You get wasted on it.
Well, I can't argue with that. Eric?
As John would say, it's a very drinkable beer, and that is where this beer is at for me. It's highly drinkable. I'll agree with Charles. It has some kind of a weird aftertaste. The middle of the beer and the initial sip is very pleasant. It's a beer that if you can get it for $4.70 for a six-pack, you buy it immediately. And and you see it at the store. If you see it at like a club or a bar that you're at, I would probably get it because you're probably getting a fresh beer and no one else is drinking it. So it's an all right beer.
Probably cheaper than roofies.
I hope so.
Eric, I got distracted. So you were kind of favorable towards it?
Yeah, I definitely give it a C+ to B- range. Absolutely.
Okay, John?
Well, I'm going to save a bottle of this. It's not open, just for future references, because I think it's going to go off the market one day very soon. I think it's a drinkable beer. It's a buyable beer. I'd like to see them change the name and get the Bud Light off of it. I think it would do better if it was labeled as a malt liquor. But I think, would I buy it again? Probably not. But if I was somewhere, somebody offered it to me, I'd pound them all day long. So that's kind of where I'm at with it.
So you think they should have called it Bud Platinum?
Yeah, I think they should have kept the Bud Light out of it.
Yeah, not Bud Light.
I think they should have took the whole name and renamed it. I think they should have took the Bud completely out of it and renamed it something malt liquor.
Just call it
Platinum malt liquor. Platinum, yes. I think we're done better.
That's got cheap price written all over it. Platinum malt liquor.
Platinum malt liquor.
They were trying to appeal to the cool guys, the 20-something guys in the club, not the guys that are out on the street at 2 in the morning and passed out with a hand laying up. Okay, Jeff. Where's Jeff?
The Brister is gone. What's going on with the review tonight?
He told me last time he had problems where his computer just shut off.
But Dave's got something to say.
He's back.
He's back. He said he'd be back, and here he is. He's back.
Dave, what are you going to jump in with?
Jeff, he's trying to re-up the video. I'm glad Paul brought the baby. Oh, there's Dave. Now, Dave, we're going to give Dave a chance. I'm talking about Diamond Dave. If his audio is correct, we're going to give Diamond Dave a chance to talk about this.
Yeah, go for it. Let's hear it. I'm anticipating.
Diamond Dave wanted to talk about this beer with us, and he was looking forward to it. Now, Jeff, while Diamond Dave is trying to jump in, tell us what Diamond Dave.
I don't think he's going to make it, Jay. I don't think he's going to make it, brother.
Hold up your Bud Light Platinum if you got one.
Wait. Diamond Dave?
No, he's not there, brother. He's not there.
That's a shame. I'm going to talk to him after because it's a pain in the half when this happens. Okay, Jeff Brister, tell us your general assessment of this interesting, if not necessarily great.
Fucking piece of shit.
Oh, I'm shocked. I'm appalled.
Wait a minute. I don't know who made that comment. Now, Jeff, what now?
I'm surprised. I am.
This is Bud Light on the label. I'm going to compare it quickly to Bud Light. I actually would drink this before Bud Light is too carbonated for me. I think Bud Light Platinum is compared to ABV category. I don't know if it's right on par with natural ice for me. It's right on par. I don't know if I would take it over natural ice, but it's right around there. It kind of tastes like natural ice to me.
Okay, let me give you a test. Jeff, I give you a choice. I'm going to give you a choice. You could drink King Cobra, Colt 45, Old English 800, or Bud Light Platinum. Which one you're choosing?
Oh, I bet
Colt 45.
right? Ah! Oh,
He's going to pick Colt 45. He's not picking Bud Light Platinum. Okay. We're going to try to get Diamond Dave on the Diamond Dave. I might pick Colt 45 myself because it works every time. And
Hey, Billy D. Williams approved.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
okay, while Diamond Dave's trying to get in, we're going to let Dave talk a little bit. Dave, do you think this is a dead-end beer? I live on a dead-end street. Whatever, but...
I tell you what, gentlemen, I frequent dance clubs often. Hey, believe it or not, don't let this white hair fool you. I go to dance clubs all the time. These young, hot girls. Anyway, that's a whole other video. Believe me, if you're hot and sweaty, you're out there on the dance floor, you want a cold beer to cool you off, that's the beer to have. You're going to drink it straight down. It's not going to be a chug, but it's going to be like a 2-3 minute beer. There's nothing wrong with the beer. And Jay, I think you said it earlier, it's a club beer. It's marketed as a club beer, and it's priced as a club beer. Would you believe me if I told you guys that's $8 in the club?
Yes.
Yeah, because clubs are clip joints.
Of course, because everything's $8 $9 in the club.
That's craziness. That's insanity.
I know.
But you know what?
If you come to New Orleans and go to Bourbon Street, it's going to cost you $8. Excuse me, for this beer. If you go a mile away, if you go 1 mile away to a corner bar in a neighborhood, it'll cost you $2 for the same beer. What now?
You know what the catch is, Jay? When you're with a bunch of women and their skirts only this big, hey, it doesn't matter what you spend, right?
I don't really want to get into that.
My fault. I'm sorry. My fault.
No.
But okay, you asked me. Okay, you know what? It's very drinkable in warm weather, and I don't know if I would rush out and buy a 12-pack of it. But when you're at the club, it's very drinkable, and that's all I'm going to say about it.
And let me ask you one more question. Do you think Anheuser-Busch just slung this together with no thought?
I don't think so. No, I think they had a very
light on the label. Purpose. They wanted to make that moolah.
I'm sorry. Wait. Two people were talking at once. I couldn't hear. What now? You talk, Dave, and then the next person.
I think they had a very straightforward purpose, Jay, and that was to market to the clubs, just like I said. This is marketed towards people who have money, and they don't really care about taste of beer. It's a beer. You stand there and you look cool with your little blue glass. What? That's what it's.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Now, who else was talking?
Jeff was.
Okay, Jeff.
Well, I think they wanted to make money, and I think they wanted to make a high ABV beer, and they wanted to not say malt liquor or ice in the title, so they put Bud Light. It's genius.
Familiar beer to familiar beer drinkers.
Right, and it was not. Yeah. And let's repeat this statement. It was not trying to attract the craft beer drinker.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
No way.
No, absolutely not.
I think anybody No.
Somehow we're all here, so it did its job properly.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's a beer that, like most of your American style lagers, if somebody asked me about it, I would say it's fine. I'm not in love with it, but on the other hand, I don't have great antagonism towards it.
Absolutely.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
It is what it is. It's nothing to get too excited about in the negative or the positive. Okay, well, I think we covered it to as much as we need to. And next week, now, in the next 2 weeks, we're starting to step up a little bit.
Yeah.
We're going into a little higher
My
class.
neck of the woods.
Yeah, we're going into Samuel Adams Boston Lager.
Lager beer.
And the week after, we're looking at Samuel Adams
next
Oktoberfest.
Oh,
All right.
I am very excited about those two beers.
Be awesome. From my neck of the woods.
That's your neck of the woods, Eric?
Yeah, that's about, where they make that Jamaica Plain in Boston is about maybe 35 minutes from where I live. So
Wow.
How far are you from the Boston city limits?
Like I say, 35 to 40 minutes depending on which way I go and if there is traffic. I almost don't even have to go on highways to get to Boston.
Okay, let me close out this video by saying this. I was in Boston last year. I was at the Red Sox game, okay? Now, I left the game after the guy hit a game-ending home run to win the game. The Boston crowd was going crazy. That was that guy. He had just come back from injury. I can't remember his name. All right.
Oh, it was David Ross, maybe it was.
No, it was that guy. Damn nation, I can't remember.
Bill Brooks.
No. I feel so embarrassed.
Figure it out later and get back to you on that.
Right. Anyway, he's very famous. Anyway.
David Ortiz.
No, he's not that
Go
famous.
ahead.
All right. Anyway, I drove to the hotel, and I was going down Highway 20, U.S. Highway 20, which goes from downtown Boston west to that town, Springfield or whatever it's called.
Yep.
Man, it took me a good little while to go down that old highway. They had a lot of red lights, but it was I didn't get to the hotel till about 1 in the morning, but it was interesting driving across Massachusetts, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. I mean, it was interesting. I don't know how to talk. It was just a different experience. I'm glad I did it. A lot of people like to travel. People like to travel. Some people travel to Laplace. They travel around here. They go to different places. But anyway, it was interesting. All right, thank you, folks, for watching this video production. All right, and I appreciate our silent observer.
Thanks for having me in, guys. Thanks for having me in.
And now later, you might want to be a more active observer for the
Absolutely, I've got some out in the fridge. I'll be there.
Samuel.
I'll be there.
Okay. All right. Thanks, folks.
Cheers.